Is now in session.
Ms. Ingram, Mr. Brown, you two have been together for several years. You have a child together who's about 5 months old, brand new person. Ms. Ingram, my understanding is you've been together for 2.5 years. You want to get married, or he doesn't want to, or he ain't acting right. I haven't figured it out. You tell me why you're here.
I'm here because I need clarity. He wants to get married. I'm at a point where I'm looking to either stay and work it out if it's worth working out, or I'm ready to run.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, and you want to run with some assistance.
I'll do a marathon myself.
Yes, okay. Now, Ms. Ingram, why don't you tell me what your primary concern with Mr. Brown is?
He's completely different from who I fell in love with. When we first met, everything happened really fast. We met in December of 2012. I met him after I commented on a photo that someone in his family had posted, and I had made a cute little comment like, "Oh, I'll show him around town." I didn't think anything of it, but he ended up commenting, and then we start messaging each other. Everything happened really quickly. He found out that I was moving to Cincinnati from Dayton, and I knew nobody there. So he's like, "Well, you can come down, I'll show you around." And I thought that was really nice. So me and my family, we hopped in the car. First time meeting him, he came in the car, he was talking to my family members. It just felt like I knew him forever. And that whole day we rode around, we were laughing, joking, hands on each other. I mean, it was just like, wow, I just met this guy. So as it progressed, when I was trying to move, my movers bailed on me. And he offered to move the whole U-Haul by himself. When I offered money, he didn't take it. And it was just like, oh my gosh, this guy is just amazing. And then when he lifted the TV, my heart sank. I'm like, it was just awesome. Even when my daughter, she transferred schools, her father's not in her life. So the first week that she attended, they had a daddy-daughter day. And I wasn't gonna let her go because I didn't want her to feel out of place. He just jumped in, "I'll take her." Seriously?
So how long did you know him when he was taking your daughter to daddy-daughter day?
Not long, like a month and a half.
You see, now I couldn't let no man that I knew for 90 days take my daughter anywhere.
Well, it was to the school. It was to the school, and I normally don't do that, but I'm telling you, the comfort level between us, it was like I had knew him for years.
You know what? They said Ted Bundy was a really charming guy, that he was disarming and lovable, and then he was just killing women all across the country. Anybody can come across as cool for a little while. Anyone can come across, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I look rational for the first 30 days of a relationship, but you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Women, all of us, I think, want the fairy tale. It was instant. He was my soulmate. It was the attraction. That is a movie. We are living life, just so you know. Continue.
And I take that. And it doesn't sound good. And that's why, you know, this is not my normal, but for him, it was amazing. So, I mean, in the beginning, he was doing things just so selfless for me. So when he moved in, things started changing. I feel like you said, in the beginning, he presented himself as this upright, selfless guy. He wasn't. I felt like a convenience, a jump-off girl, per se. And I feel like he lies to me a lot, where there's no honesty. For instance, my daughter's electronic came up missing. In my opinion, if there's only 2 adults in the house, after I done scoured the house, it's either me or you, and I know I didn't take it.
Right.
So I don't want to accuse nobody, but I'm telling him, where did it go? Well, I think your maintenance man is still in it. Okay, well, for a month, we had started sitting stuff out to see, you know, to bait the maintenance man, and he wasn't biting. So I let it go, because I couldn't pin it on him. And then 2 months later, hey, guess what? What? Oh, I found it. Where'd you find it at? Underneath the couch?
She assumed, she is just assumed, it's you. She ain't asked me nothing. She ain't say nothing. She just saying, you stole it, you pawned it, you did this and did that. So me being a man, I feel I went in defense. I ain't steal it. Your maintenance man probably stole it. I don't steal.
Were you two engaged at this point?
Not yet.
How soon did it get funky? I mean, was it 90 days in?
No, I would say, in my opinion, it was. In my opinion, my views of him with that and other incidents, Your Honor, a debit card. My debit card is my debit card. I had went and took a nap, left it on my bed stand. I wake up, I'm like, I know it's $13 on the card. It was enough to get me to work until I got paid. I said, Alan, go put gas in the car. and bring the card back. Okay, he comes back, he's like, your card's declined. How is that declined? Used it, I just woke up. So I called customer service, traced the transactions. They say, oh, it was used at a grocery store around this time. I'm like, I haven't been there, and I asked him.
Was that you?
No, ma'am, that's a lie.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's a lie.
Your Honor.
That's a lie. She never told me to go get no gas for one with the debit card. That's a lie.
Insane.
What did she tell you to do?
She didn't tell me to do nothing. I asked her, can I borrow the $2 because I couldn't get to my money. And she said, yeah. She was halfway asleep.
So all you did was take $2
All I did
for
is took $2 from her debit card, bought my cigarettes, and I came back. She woke up and she started going crazy.
There was $0. I would go crazy. I went to sleep with $13, Your Honor.
But Your Honor, that next day,
I wake up to $0.
$2.
That's all I took.
You had $4 on you already, cause I had no money on me. Where'd you get $2 pack of cigarettes?
It wasn't cigarettes. It was a Black and Mild. It's a Black and Mild. It's like a cigarette. It's like a cigar.
You don't have $2 to get some cigarettes, and then you gonna spend the $2 on cigarettes? Were you doing?
Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
I just heard about that. I don't know.
No, ma'am.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. If you don't hear anything else I say today, I want you to hear. How old are you?
I'm 28.
You're 28. How old are you?
31.
Let me tell you people something. The rush of love is nothing but a chemical reaction. It's your hormones talking to his hormones. Like, ooh, wee, look at him over there. He's saying a couple of things I like. And then your hormones say, yeah, ooh, wee, look at there. This could be a constant source of sex. Let's see if we can do something about it. And you don't know anybody in 90 days. You certainly don't know them well enough in 45 days to put your daughter in a car with them and let them leave your premise, leave your site. You don't know that. I don't care how good it feels. I don't care how right it feels. People tell you what they want you to hear when they're first trying to get you. Do you see what I'm saying? They tell you you're beautiful. They tell you all that stuff. That's what con men, you know, like those romantic con men are so good. Oh, back out in Nigeria, women sending them money because they know what women want to hear. Then they tell you, and we got this great story going on about how this is the man of our dreams. The man of your dreams does not exist. There's going to be a man.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's going to be okay. But he's going to be full of faults and problems and issues just like you. So if you're with a guy and he seems perfect, all that means is you don't know him well enough. See? You with me? Both of you. So anyway, I'm through with my fuss. Tell me how things began to continue to cause you concern about his veracity. Why do you think he was stealing and lying?
Just even what happened when I would confront him, just like with the debit card. I was sitting here asking, if you did it, just tell me, because it makes me look crazy. Then when I get down to it, I'm like, well, if nobody charged it, then I'm canceling the card because obviously it's fraudulent transactions. No. What happened was there was a homeless man and he was hungry, so I used it for him. And it's like, really? We about to be homeless if I don't make it to work. Why would you give the money to randomly just, I'm going to go to the grocery store, take her debit card, and oh, you need a burger.
Mr. Brown, did you give the money to the homeless man?
No, ma'am. What I told you I did with it, that's what I did with it.
You so tight, you ain't got $2 and you gonna spend it on a cigar? I can't get past that part.
No, I had the money, I just couldn't get to it at the time.
Your Honor.
I wasn't living with her at the time. All my belongings was where I was staying at the time. And I couldn't get to it. And I ain't got no license, so I couldn't really drive at night. So I asked her, and I ain't even drive the car, I walked to the store.
Were you doing...
Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
I just heard about that, I don't know.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It was a Black and Mild, Your Honor.
I think it's a little something stronger than that to make you walk. If that's the
Your
story.
Honor, when I first met her, She was outgoing. She was the woman that I wanted to be with. Like before we even got into it, before we hit it off, before we even started talking, when we first started talking, when she commented on the picture that I put on social media, that a family of mine put on social media. After she commented and I commented back and we going back and forth. I told her about my flaws. Told her, you know, I got a bad temper. When people try to put something on me that I know is not true, I constantly get mad.
Did he tell you he had a bad temper?
Yes, he did. But, Your Honor, when I met him, this is like Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, or I don't even know.
When did he tell you he had a bad temper?
In the beginning, you know, when you have a conversation, he's like, yeah, I have a small temper. I'm like, oh, okay. Usually when somebody pisses me off, I'm real protective of my family.
Okay. Let me say this. You texting somebody back and forth. I have a bad temper. Take this finger. Delete.
He likes butts. It's butts, butts, butts.
Your Honor.
That's all he likes.
Your Honor.
That's what it is.
If she showed me some type of affection, I want her to go on and look at no porn.
If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Ms. Ingram, you say that Mr. Brown makes you self-conscious about your body. Why don't you explain that to me?
Because I'm not what he likes, Your Honor, and he's made it clear. Like, for instance, going on the computer, seeing him look up porn. He likes butts. It's butts, butts, butts.
Your Honor.
That's all he likes.
Your Honor.
That's what it is.
If she showed me some type of affection, I want her to go on and look at no porn.
But I don't have a butt, Your Honor, so he ain't even searching.
Hang on. Now, Mr. Brown, I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak because you haven't had much of an opportunity yet. And I want you to tell me. What you're trying to tell me is you go to the porn not because you're missing the butt action, but you're just missing action altogether.
Altogether, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Explain to me the lack of intimacy about which you are concerned.
For one, she said I don't like what she had, her body. Right. I told her I'm the one who give her confidence. I tell her I don't care about your body. Yes, I do like, I'm a man. Yes, I do like women with big bottles, but obviously you ain't got one. But that don't matter. I'm with you. I was like, I don't care about that. I'm older now. That was the younger me. I care about you. If I wanted a female with a big rump, that's why I be with.
But Your Honor.
But I'm with someone that I wanted to be with. I told her this constantly. The porn come into play because she don't show me no affection. I'm tired. I'm this.
Am tired.
I ain't got time. I had a bad day. So me being a man, I go to the store.
Take care of yourself and not step out of the relationship.
Not step out of the relationship.
Are you less than romantic with him? I mean,
I was in the beginning, but after I seen that, and then I seen butt, and I feel like if that's what you're looking at, Your Honor, obviously that's your thing. Like, if I look up purple nail polish, I like purple nail polish. I'm not gonna just go buy green.
Not
if
necessarily.
You're looking,
but you got on green nail polish now, and all I'm saying is that just because you have a certain type and you're not with that person of that type doesn't mean that he's not into you. He's obviously into you.
I don't believe he is, Your Honor. When we get in an argument,
Mr. Brown, let me say this to you. You have a concern about an STD issue.
Yes,
Why don't you explain that to me?
Well, okay. Miss Ingram was complaining about her stomach hurt. So she complaining, she crying, and I don't like to see her in pain. So I'm like, forget it, we finna go to the emergency room. Took her to the emergency room. Doctor come back, you're pregnant. Okay, we happy, okay. Then he stops it, hold on. She have a STD.
Where?
Soon as he said that, she did just like this.
I sure did, because I need to know where he got it from.
But I look back at her like, what is that? You know? So it's going on and on and on. So we get into the parking lot. I ain't never seen this person before.
No.
She yelling. She
May I say something, Your Honor?
Let him finish the story.
She yelling. She swinging.
She's upset. I got that. She's swinging.
Understand? Then she just jump in the car and speed off, leave me at the hospital.
Now I fled for my life. No, Your Honor. Your Honor, I fled for my life.
So I had to call the sheriff. to give me a ride to my mom's house. I swear to you. I had to call the sheriff. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, Your Honor.
I fled for my life, Your Honor.
She thought I was going to do something to her,
You
Your
were
Honor.
insane. You gave me that?
Ms. Ingram, what happened at the hospital? Did you leave that man there at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I was scared for my life, Your Honor. Now, when I gave him that look, I looked at him and I said, where did you get it? If you did something, you need to be honest, because not trying to be funny, I ain't giving it to you, I ain't giving it to nobody. I'm not doing nothing. He looks at me, what are you talking about? What is that? What is that? So I said, you know what? I'm done. So he follows me, oh, you done? You ain't on that? You ain't on talking?
I'm trying to calm her down, Your Honor.
You need to figure out where you got it from, and you need to tell me.
After the argument, she speeds off. She leaves me there at 4 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know where I'm.
Down the street from the house.
This ain't no down the street. This is like 6 miles. And it's 4 o'clock.
In divorce court, couples tell me everything about their relationships. Want to share your experience? Join the conversation on our Twitter page at Divorce Court. On Facebook, check out other fans and their intimate issues. You know everybody has something to say about love. What's on your mind? Ms. Ingram, do you want this guy or don't you?
I don't know. I see some good. And that's the thing. It's like I'm confused and amused. Like there's parts of him where it's like, I look back and it's like the way he made me feel was amazing in the beginning. But now I feel like less than. I feel like he doesn't even look at me in an attractive manner. I feel like he lies to me. I feel like he's stepped out. He's talked to other women. Your Honor, he's done things that are just so unbearable. I don't get along with family members of his.
Well, you guys were engaged to get married at one point, correct?
At one point.
Then you called off the wedding.
I did.
No, I called the wedding.
You called off the wedding.
I called the wedding off. And this was right.
Well, that leads me to my next question. Do you want her?
Yes, I truly do. I do want to be with her, but it's like her. It's like it's some things. It's like I'm not a saint. I got issues and stuff that I'm dealing with, and she got issues too. Like I told her, it takes two.
Yeah.
I can't force her to love me.
Listen. I'm going to deny your petition, but I am going to give you a whole lot of advice. Here we go. Number one, forget all that stuff that happened in the beginning. That was two characters in a play. That play is over. Now you are two people in real life. You have to sit down and to determine what the rules are about social media, what the rules are about where we can go and what we can do. Leave the big butt issue alone. If he wanted to go get somebody with a big butt, he'd have done that. He may like big butts, but he likes you better. So don't feel ugly because you don't have everything he wants. I'm not everything my husband wants, you know, but he settles for what he has, you know, and I settle for what I got with him. So that's not a bad thing. Everybody settles a little bit. Don't get all caught up and tied up in that. He's looking at tall women. I don't get excited because he likes tall women. Please. Now, Mr. Brown, what I need you to do is to work on your anger. It is difficult to work on a relationship with a person who isn't able to conduct a conversation without having their emotions all in it, tied up, rolling around, and excited. You got to be cool. You got to be calm. You got to be level. You got to be low. You got to just let it happen. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
You two introduce yourselves to one another. Meet one another. Talk to one another. Talk about your wants, your desires, your needs, your direction, what you want for your children, what you want for life, and forget about all that dating dumb stuff. Don't try to get back to that. Get to being two good people. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Because I think you are two good people. And you made me laugh. Your petition is denied. This matter is adjourned.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I have here with me Tyrone Packower and Mary Adams. The two of you have been together for 4 years. You do not want to be together anymore. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Packower. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this relationship and why you're ending it here today?
Well, basically, we used to be great together. I loved her. We got together about 4 years ago. Then we moved in together about 3 years ago. Everything went well, you know, we got along well. We loved the same movies. I could come with her to anything. Then about 2.5 years ago, I'll admit, I did cheat on her one time, and it was like a one-night stand. It never happened again.
That kind of tends to shift things a little bit.
I understand. But now it's also been like almost another 2 years since then. Okay, and it wasn't like I had a whole nother relationship or anything like that. It was a party I went to, and it was a pure mistake, and I should have never done it. It was a slip up, and I'm not trying to act like it was the right thing that I did. It was a bad thing. But since then, she's had major trust issues with me. I live and work in Las Vegas. I work right on the Strip. If I go to work, she thinks I'm trying to flirt with girls. I sell timeshares. I mean, I'd even love to sell you a timeshare, Judge. But I have to be a little flirtatious with women sometimes to try to sell something. If I'm just, straight up with them, I'm not going to be able to sell anything. So when I'm at work, she thinks I'm trying to do that. There's also been...
Do you think it was the cheat that changed everything, or had she been jealous all along?
No, we were always a lot better. But my thing is, okay, so if you wanted to continue the relationship with me, why still not trust me?
Right.
And why be so aggressive about it? I understand, if you catch me talking to another girl, you're going to be upset.
Right.
But if I'm at work, I can't just sell to men. I'm not going to make no money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then we'll have, other times, like I said, we live in Las Vegas for a good time out or stuff, and we'll go walk down the Strip. Okay, well, there's, beautiful women everywhere.
Right.
I am a man. If I see a woman walk by, I can't help myself. My head sort of goes like this. Okay, I didn't talk to the woman. It's sort of a natural, manly reaction, I think. Okay, I understand the woman gives you a little smack on the back of the head or something like that. It says, all right, keep your eyes on me. But, she'll be like, who are you looking at? Were you trying to get her number? Would you know her from somewhere else? Have you talked to her before? And it goes on for, an hour.
Okay. Ms. Adams.
Yes.
Is his story accurate that since the fact that he cheated that one time, you're very mistrustful and can't seem to get back on track?
Yes, that is true.
And
because
how did you find out he cheated on you?
A good friend of mine told me. She saw him, and she noticed that he was all over this girl at another bar, and
now, did he fess up? Did you confront him?
Actually, he pretended like he wasn't himself. He said his name was something else to her, and she's like, I know you.
You said it wasn't me?
Yeah. I mean, I got caught, right? And I didn't want to get caught. I still wanted to be with her.
Pictures with her. I know who you are. And
so what did he do afterwards? How did he make up for that?
He was just saying how he was really sorry, and he just drank too much, and it was just a one-time thing. And it was just a big mistake. And I believed him because I wanted to keep it together because we've had so much good times together. Why would I want to throw that away?
Was that completely out of character for him?
Yeah, it usually is, but I am super paranoid about it happening again. Maybe me being so paranoid might make it happen, maybe, but I am. And so I do badger all the time.
Do you like living that way?
I don't.
Do you like... Do you like...
This is our problem.
Because you're in a constant state of paranoia.
Right,
yeah.
right. Did you ever consider leaving him when he did cheat on you?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't you?
Because I just felt like we've been together and it's so long, I don't want to throw that away.
Okay. Is that the sole issue in this relationship, or are there other matters that are of difficulty?
There's definitely other matters.
There's definitely other matters.
Why don't you tell me, Ms. Adams, what concerns you have other than your jealousy?
Okay, well, Judge, when I wake up in the morning to, get my cup of coffee or whatever, I walk in the living room, and then there's this 5 or 6 boxes of all these clothes and purses and shoes and any kind of hair product you could imagine. And it's just all in the corner, and it's all his ex-girlfriend's stuff.
It sounds worse than it actually is.
Clean it up for me then.
Okay, look. We started dating 4 years ago, right? So I haven't been with this girl in forever, okay? And second of all, she's still my friend. I just talk to her. It's not like I see the woman because I'm always at work, right? So look, she got in a hard place where she couldn't have anywhere to put her stuff. I did say she could put her stuff in the house. And that is something we do fight about. But she thinks that because the stuff's in the house, she thinks that when she goes out, I'm bringing the girl back in there. Now, how is that a possibility?
It is.
Do you really? Now, Ms. Adams, I know he messed up and he cheated on you and he didn't handle it right, and I'm going to fuss at him about it a little later on. But does that make rational sense that he's cheating on you with someone whose stuff he's keeping right in front of you? I mean, cheating involve sneaking around. They wouldn't put your stuff right in your living room. You know what I mean?
I have a little bit of, I did go through her stuff. I went through everything. I wanted to know what was in my home. I don't know what's in there. And so I went through it, and there was a purple purse that I put on top. And I went out, hung out with my girlfriend, and we came back, and the purse was missing. I was like, where'd it go? I had right on top. And then we went back out to hang out at the park or something, and I came back, and then the purse was magically there. So I'm wondering if she was there.
Now, Ms. Adams,
I'm wondering.
you think that in your absence, she came over, got her purse, had sex with your man, left. Then when you left again, she came back, had sex with your man, and put the purse back.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Hey, don't even worry about it.
gonna say
Don't even
nothing at
worry
all.
about it.
don't.
We don't have to go there. We don't have to deal with it.
All of a sudden, when she sees what I got paid, she thinks I'm not just hiding the money. She thinks I'm hiding money and spending it on another woman.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Ms. Adams, I want to talk to you, shift gears a little bit here, and talk to you about economic issues. I believe you don't feel economically secure with the income that he's bringing in. Why don't you tell me what your concern is with respect to money?
Well, he's working, but it's mostly commission. So it's not really enough to pay all the bills.
Are you working?
No, right now I'm going to bartending school.
Uh-huh.
And it's Vegas. It's a big drinking city.
Right.
So, I mean, I really have to focus and keep up with these bartenders. They're flipping stuff in the air. They're doing
Right.
some crazy stuff. So I have to make sure I'm on top of it.
Is that an 8-hour-a-day schooling?
No, it's not.
So
It's a day a
if
week.
money's
It's a day
really a
week.
problem, do you think that maybe you could get a job or a part-time job that would fill in the gaps a little bit?
Yes, I do think I should do that. But I also think that bartending school is only 2 weeks, so I think I should just focus on that, be able to study everything, and then I could get a really high-paying job.
Oh, well, good. Okay.
That's in my mindset, because if I'm trying to juggle two things at once, in my mind, I'm not going to be able to focus
So
on
I have to
school
do
100%.
two things at once?
You mean to tell me you can't go to a job and wait, sir, what do you want, French fries or mashed potatoes? Put that down, go to another place and say, now, put an ounce of vodka. You can't do that? Those two things are going to merge on you?
Well, it's not just ounce of vodka. You have to memorize a lot of different drinks.
Put a little tomato juice in there and stir it up. I mean,
It's certain
it's
drinks
not
like
that
they,
deep.
you know, you have to memorize, like certain drinks, they say if you serve a woman, you have to make it different than a man. I don't ask me why, but
Why? Do we get less liquor?
you guys don't get gin. When you order a Long Island iced tea,
Come on.
they don't put the gin in there. It's only for men. So,
How about that?
yeah.
You made that up.
No, I did not.
She
No, I
actually
did
did
not.
tell me that before, but this is the only thing I ever heard about the bartending school that I found interesting.
I think that's fascinating. I'm going to look it up when I leave here. Mr. Peckower, what do you say about the financial situation? Are you concerned, and do you think she needs to get a job?
Oh, no, I think she needs to get a job. If she wants to complain about the situation, then she should get a job. Now, yeah, we have a hard time making rent, but rent gets paid. Everything gets taken care of. Maybe we could be in a better situation, but
Maybe
I take
you're-
care. Everything
Maybe
gets
what,
taken
Ms.
care of.
Adams?
Maybe he's borrowing money from his friend or something. I don't know, but you should make your own money instead of borrowing. And
Okay.
anyway.
Hey, you not working and you don't have a reason not to work. You
Whatever
don't have
I
a
do to
reason
get the money, I
complain.
get the money.
Period. End of story. You know,
But
that's
Judge,
it.
here's one of my biggest problems. The reason why it also goes into the whole trust thing, it's like I said, it's commission. So sometimes I make good money at the end of the week, and sometimes I make lousy money at the end of the week.
Right.
So all of a sudden, when she sees what I got paid, she thinks I'm not just hiding the money. She thinks I'm hiding money and spending it on another woman. But it's commission, so I'm gonna have bad weeks.
Ms. Adams, do you really think that?
I mean, it is a commission job, so you don't know. You
Exactly.
don't know. So he could make a big commission check, and he just was like, well, this week was really bad. So I have accused him of that. Yes, I have.
She's complaining about the money. She's mad. She doesn't trust you. What's in it for you?
Well, I love her.
You love her, huh?
Well, when we were together in the beginning, it was, I mean, I've been in lots of different relationships. It was the best relationship I've ever been in. And maybe it is because it's been 4 years, and I don't want to throw it away. I want back what we once had. But
what have you done to get that back?
I didn't cheat no more. I'm the same person I did before I cheated.
Let me explain why that isn't enough.
I understand she has worse trust issue with me, but I have a trust issue with her too. Because her family, they don't even know my name. Her friends, some of them don't even know she has a boyfriend. I understand if I was a new boyfriend, but she's known me for 4 years.
If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Let me explain to you, in part, why you're having such difficulty having your woman trust you after a cheat. A cheat is like an emotional wounding. Let's say you went over there and bashed her about the face, broke her nose, busted her lip, blackened her eye. That's what happens emotionally when you cheat. Tomorrow you can't say, I don't know why your eye is still black and your nose is still crooked because I hit you yesterday and I'm not hitting you again today. Those wounds have yet to heal. You have to do something. You got to put an ice pack on. You got to get the nose to, at the doctor. You got to stitch up the lip. So you have to do things proactively to make her trust you again. You have to be over the top with telling her where you are for a while. You have to make grand gestures of regret. You have to do something, actively participate in your forgiveness and in her recovery. See what I'm saying? It's just like, I ain't done it again. It's not good enough.
No, I understand. I understand, and I do agree with you. But like I said, it's been a while, right? And I actually have made some small things, because when it comes down to other problems that we're having, like with our love life, I've tried to be the romantic guy and come home and make the dinner, because we've gotten to the point where it was when we first met, we were having, sex a lot. Mm-hmm. And then, okay, so a couple of years later, then it went down to, 3 times a week. We're at the point where it's once a month now, mm-hmm. and it's we're only doing it for I don't know, to get stressed out. And I really do try. I'll come home and I'll try to cook a meal, try to be romantic, because I can see we're on our last leg of it. And we still end up fighting. And it's not me fighting, it's her bringing up the trust issue while I'm trying to do something nice.
Yeah, doing something nice, doing something romantic is not addressing the hurt. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know.
And you have to let her talk about it. You have to let her be heard about it. You have to say, what can I do to make you feel better about it? You have to be not so much of a guy and when a good-looking woman comes across. You know what I mean?
I understand.
You got to ask yourself, how badly do I want her, and what am I willing to do to keep her?
Right.
And you have to do that. I'm going to fuss at you in a little while about something else, but do you believe that there is no more romance in the relationship because of the cheating, or is it just kind of petered out?
I think it's because of the cheating.
So you feel that...
I told him I've been cheated before on my ex-boyfriend once before, and I told him this. So it's I opened up my heart and my concerns, and he promised me that would never happen. And then when it did happen, it was just heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. And then now he says, well, it's in the past, let it go. And that just makes me want to open it up even more.
Right. Did you hear what she just said?
I understand, but how are we ever going to move on? How...
You have to do something.
Okay, but here, Judge, there's one other thing that I haven't told you yet.
What is it?
That I have actually, understand she has worse trust issue with me, but I have a trust issue with her too. Because her family, they don't even know my name. Her friends, some of them don't even know she has a boyfriend. I understand if I was a new boyfriend, but she's known me for 4 years. All right? She don't even have a social media. She used to have one, and now it doesn't exist. Okay? She's always accusing me of cheating. Maybe that's because in the back of her head, it's because she's doing it, I'm thinking. Because if your family members don't even know my name, and I've been around for 4 years,
Something's
what's
a little
going
wrong
on there?
with that.
I could be wrong, but wouldn't that send up a red flag to somebody else too?
I got you.
I admit what I did was wrong, but there's something don't seem right there.
I got you. I got you. In divorce court, couples tell me everything about their relationships. Want to share your experience? Join the conversation on our Twitter page at Divorce Court. On Facebook, check out other fans and their intimate issues. You know everybody has something to say about love. What's on your mind? So, Ms. Adams, Mr. Packower claims that nobody in your family knows anything about him. Is that true?
Me and my family, we don't really talk. I haven't really talked to them. They're doing their own thing. So me calling them, telling them about somebody, they
Do your
don't care.
friends know about him?
4 years.
I used to have social media, but I had a stalker, and I took my name off. I got rid of it.
Seems like a excuse.
Here's what I have to say. Mr. Packower, I have told you what I believe needs to happen with respect to your end of the thing. You can't just say I'm not cheating anymore and try to be romantic again. You have to address the hurt and the pain that you caused, even though it's a long time ago, because she's going to continue to pick at you about it. Yeah. Having said that, I will say this to you, Ms. Adams. You got two things. One, you got to make a decision. Do you want to be with him or you don't? If you want to be with him, trust him, and know that if he cheats on you again, you can kick him to the curb and everything will be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you might, it's no, you know, a relationship without trust is like an ongoing investigation, and you're never comfortable, and you're never happy, and you never feel good, so it isn't worth it. And when you do that, when you have an ongoing investigation, you are inviting the very abandonment you're trying to avoid, because you're picking at him, and you're picking at him, and you're picking at him. You know,
It's true.
When I was young, dude did something I didn't like, I'm dating him, fired. Not taking it. You fired. It's Tuesday. I call him, he didn't call back. Wednesday, fired. It's 1 o'clock. He was supposed to get me at 12:30. He ain't there. Fired. Because you gotta feel good. That's what youth is for, is this, you know, you should enjoy. And then once you got a guy that's worth something and you watched him for a while and he's done the right thing and you say, okay, and he gives you a ring, then work hard at it. But until then, continue to fire continuously. This matter is adjourned.
Thank you, Judge.
Whenever you have infidelity in a relationship, there's two things that needs to happen. There has to be an effort and there has to be a decision. The person who cheated has to make an effort to address the pain and the hurt. They can't just move on and say, I'm not cheating anymore. And then the person who was cheated on has to make a decision as to whether or not they can trust the person they're with. And if they can trust them, stay. If not, move on.
Divorce court is now in session.
Mr. and Mrs. Eggerson, you've been married just a little over a year, and you're already ready to call it quits. It always fascinates me why people get married and find themselves in divorce court in less than 2 years. So I'm going to start out with you, Mrs. Eggerson. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you think you've gotten here so quickly?
Well, I just feel like we have a lot of differences amongst things that we feel, on things that we feel should go certain ways. So
Let me ask you this before we get there, and I think I'm jumping the gun a little bit. How did you two meet? How did you come together?
We met through his blood relative is my adopted cousin. My aunt adopted a few of his relatives when they were very young, so they grew up basically with me. One of them told me that he gave her his number and can she give it to me. At that point, when she gave it to me, I called him up. He asked did I want to hang out over at his place or did I want to go out. I said we could hang out over at your place if you want, and take it from there and see if I want to go out. So he asked me, did I have a way to get over there? At the time, I wasn't mobile.
Basically, you're on.
I'm gonna let you correct the little issues that you find there.
So, yeah, basically at that time, he ended up paying for me a cab to come over there. We hung out, talked a little bit. He was checking me out. I was checking him out.
Now, I'm gonna be 56 soon. So we might want to get a little, move it forward.
Okay, so basically, we were checking each other, asking each other, he asked me where I worked, did I drive? I asked him, did he work, did he drive? I said yes to both questions, well, to one question. He said yes to both questions. I never saw a car, knew where he worked at. Anyway, we had a sexual attraction to each other, and one thing went from another. We ended up having sex that night.
That first day?
Yeah.
Can I just say this? I understand that the urge to have sex can feel rather urgent. You know what I mean? It can feel urgent. But if you conduct yourself in a manner where you have rules and regulation, even in the midst of the urgency, you can see the foolhardiness in the act. You with me? You got to plan ahead for that kind of thing. You can't just go with the whatever, because the whatever will make you do whatever, and the next thing you know, a baby was made?
Yeah, like my daughter did give birth. I mean, like I said, I knew already, you know, before the whole situation, so it wasn't like we weren't on basis of talking. It was just, that was the first time that we actually met and sat down, you get what I'm saying? But I actually was talking to her, you know, months and months after my cousin introduced me to her. You know, I guess it was just hard for us to kind of actually meet each other. So once we finally had met, that's what I feel like put that urge into it. And, you know, it's like, I did have my daughter.
Grow up out of that. That's just crazy. I mean, it's just, I've been talking for months with him, so we're going to have unplanned sex. If you were so into them, you know, come prepared. Work at not getting pregnant. It's all that deep. You know, show up with some stuff in your pocket.
Like, hands down, you definitely correct on that. It's like, basically, after that whole situation happened where I wasn't prepared, most men grow up like that in America, most don't, you know. Long as you get it,
don't get statistical about something you don't know nothing about. Because you don't know what most men do in America, because you didn't read a survey.
Right.
I know you didn't. I didn't even have to ask. Mrs. Eggerson, you say Mr. Eggerson won't get a job.
Basically, that's kind of moving forward, but do you want me to skip?
Yeah, okay. I want you to skip.
Okay, so basically in our marriage, well, we weren't married at this time, but anyway, we were living together.
And you were pregnant?
At our first place. I already had the baby.
Oh, you already had the baby, okay.
Okay, and I was the one working a full-time job and going to school, so I asked, well, he said he wanted to start working. He never was really a full-time worker, so I told him, I had the car at the time, so I told him I would take him to fill out applications, you know, take him to turn them in and go to interviews whenever he needed to. And so we planned on every day for him to get up before it was time for me to go to work to fill out applications, and I would take him before I leave with the car. And a lot of times he would say he overslept, and then he ended up getting a job through a temporary service, and he had to be there at 5 a.m. And like 3 times out of those 5 days he had to be there in the morning time, he would oversleep. And I'd be like, what happened again today? Well, I overslept. And I'm like, come on, how you gonna keep this?
Is that accurate, Mr. Eggerson? You couldn't get a job because you kept oversleeping?
No, that isn't accurate, because I'm kind of good at getting jobs. Like, I had a job. I feel like that's
You're kind of good at getting jobs.
Yeah, who not? Like, this America, like, this ain't the type of country where you whimper and cry. People getting jobs. Like, so if you push your work, if you put your work ethic in it, you're going to get what you put in your work.
Are you working currently?
Yeah, I'm working currently and everything, you know, so she knows that already. She know that, like,
Are you working?
Yes.
And the face was because?
Nothing.
Because she's working as a stripper, basically. Like.
Well, it's a job.
Okay, girl.
Did you have a child with another woman while you were married to her?
No, not that I know of. Not to my
Divorce isn't easy. If you need help with your breakup, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Eggerson, you say your wife is controlling. Tell me what she does that you find so disconcerting.
Just to skip and get straight to the facts, like, she told me she'd kick me out at one point in time when I was getting $14 an hour because it was more than her pay. Like, she literally kicked me out. We didn't stay in multiple states. Like, when my income get more than hers,
right.
No. Like, it's instantly like, hey, the door right there. Like, what you say you getting, 20? Like,
you're saying that if you making more than she is, she wants to put you out?
Yes.
Why?
Because I feel like she feel like she don't, that's her wanna be the man kinda and wanna run everything.
It's a power thing.
Yeah,
she doesn't want you to have power, so the minute you making enough money to exercise some kind of control or say or anything, she wants to throw you out.
Yep.
Ms. Eggerson, that was a very deep assertion that he made there. Is there any accuracy to it? That you would throw him out if he got a really good job?
No.
Which,
no, Your Honor, he's lying.
Now, Ms. Eggerson, I don't think you had a two-word answer for me this entire time. Is it just because it's such a bizarre allegation, or is it is it true?
It's kind of bizarre.
Okay.
It's kind of bizarre. He's lying. Basically, at that point in time, I was kind of I wasn't dancing during this time.
Right.
I started dancing during the time we separated, actually. But anyway, I was doing home health care, and at this point I was kind of on thin ice at my job, and they had just gave me a full-time in-home client, and so he had just landed a job at that time, and they needed him during the time it was conflicting with my schedule, and I was on thin ice. So I'm like, do you think you could tell them to switch your schedule, do something, you know what I mean? Because I was really on thin ice.
Average women that's married know that the man supposed to handle that situation. It don't be no problem. Like, if you want to be kicked up in the air with your feet like a wife, then you gotta play those roles. You can't want to be a wife one minute, then want to be Bob the Builder the next minute. Like, hey, I got a schedule too. It's supposed to be instant. To me, that's just how I feel. Like, if you got a husband, that's what your husband is.
I agree with that,
but well, no, I don't.
Okay. Okay.
She wanted you to help accommodate her employment situation. Why wouldn't you do that? Why is
that really wasn't, that's not accurate what she's saying. Like, it wasn't really about that, because like, she had her job and I was babysitting too. We both was benefiting to feed our kid, you know, kids, period. Like, so she had.
What do you mean, kids, period?
She had her job.
I want to know that. Because what other child do you have? I didn't see DNA, and neither do you. So why, I mean.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You'll see.
I don't.
What?
I doubt that. Look, wait. Is there another child involved that we haven't discussed?
No, like.
Did you have a child with another woman while you were married to her?
No, not that I know of. Not to
DNA was not established, so basically we don't know.
Like,
but there was a possibility that you impregnated another woman.
It was a possibility, but with that situation and how that went down, she left with my daughter. When she had my daughter, that's the whole story.
Basically. I didn't know that I was pregnant till after. Well, we had the one night thing that happened anyway. After that, I talked to him a couple of times because I found out that he was lying about being employed. So I had a connection where I could have got him employed at a telemarketing company that I used to work for. So I told him that I can get him an interview, he just needs to get there. So anyway, he told me he would go. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, because I was still willing to talk to him even after I found out he was lying. I was just gonna help him out.
You tell the longest stories.
So,
I swear, just you don't have to tell me every and
So I found out he didn't go. I found out he never showed to the interview, basically. That's what happened. And he ended up eventually telling me the truth, that he lied about going. I was turned off at that point. All right, and so I didn't talk to him anymore after that. Now, this was a few weeks after we had the one night stand. He was saying he was going to go. Didn't talk to him anymore for like a month and a half. When I talked to him again a month and a half later, it was because
she was pregnant.
No.
Gotcha.
And no.
And then that's when she told me her situation.
Hang on. Wait, finish that.
A month and a half later, after that lie he told, he was inviting me to his so-called, supposedly, a hotel room that he had gotten. And he wanted me to come because he got the room. It was by himself, and he wanted us to hook up at the room. And he wanted me to really come. So I said, okay, we'll be there. We're going to come through. We come to the room. Come to find out the room was not his and all that.
My brain is about to explode. It really is.
We were working at the same place. He stayed out all night the day before that, around his birthday. He didn't call or anything. He didn't come back the next morning. He just went straight to work. So that's where we bumped heads at.
If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Eggerson, you say she's controlling. Why don't you give me some examples of that?
Well, basically, my birthday came up. When it was her birthday, she did her own thing. She went all the way to Minnesota. She had a whole good time with her girls and everything. Didn't say nothing about it. You know, I wasn't complaining about it. She came back to Chicago. Oh, how was it? Like,
she had fun?
Had fun, smiles and everything. So now my birthday came up. At this point in time, we was staying in Wisconsin. That's where we got the house of location. Now, when my birthday came up, we was working and everything, and I felt like, hey, you didn't spend your birthday with me. Like, I'm not finna spend my birthday with you.
That's
like,
kind of childish.
I just wanna, you know, it ain't childish. I just felt like, hey, I wanna have self-time too. I gave you the respects. You know, you give
you
what
wanted to hang with the boys,
exactly.
just like she was hanging with the girls.
Exactly. So I went out with a couple of my guys and everything, and it wasn't even like a go-out thing. Like, I don't really party like that. I do personal things, you know. So it was like a chill kickback, everybody, couple of beers, you know. I kind of got a little, you know, escort wasted, so I kind of slapped out. I'm not a drinker like that, you know, so I wouldn't say I was stupid drunk. I woke up at 1, went to the, you know, went
just a little silly drunk.
A little tipsy, I'll say. But I basically went back to the apartment and everything. You know, it was a whole new day. She was at work. I went to work. I seen her at work. She ain't say nothing to me. I ain't really say nothing to her. And she was trying to kick me out. Like, once I got back to the apartment, after we got done, me and her both had a canvassing job. You know, we both was doing political in. So.
That's not even a word.
Hang on. What I am ascertaining from what he just said is that you got an attitude because he went out with his boys, even though you went out with your girls on your birthday, and that's what he considers controlling. Is that pretty much it?
All in a nutshell, I know what he's talking about. This is what led up to our breakup. We were both, at this time, temporarily working the, they had some canvassing going on to get a new governor or whatever the case may be. And I was doing that in my other job. He was already doing that. So we were working at the same place. He stayed out all night the day before that, around his birthday. He didn't call or anything. He didn't come back the next morning. He just went straight to work. So that's where we bumped heads at. I thought he was going to say something and try to explain why he stayed out. He saw me and act like he didn't even know me. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Didn't say nothing, didn't cause a scene like I normally would. So he waited till he knew I had to be at work. He knew my home care work schedule, which was 10 to 6, and 10 p.m. Anyway, he waited until he knew I was at work after we got off the canvassing job. He waited until he knew I was at work. So he called me, and I'm like, why are you there and I'm at work? Why didn't you come and like a man while I'm there so we could talk about, for one, why you stayed out, and for two, like, why are you trying to get your stuff now all of a sudden? Like, you the one stayed out. And then you getting mad because I'm upset that you here while I'm gone.
And like a controlling woman, she called the police. Like, simple. Like, had me escorted as I'm leaving.
I just want to break down and blubber.
As I'm leaving, grabbing my bags. As I'm leaving, grabbing my bags. And that same call that she told you, controlling once again. I get off the phone, off a conversation like that, think I'm walking out with my bags, and it's like, hey, who are you? We got a call from your wife and said, why do I need an escort? I'm a grown man. Like,
no,
why would she do this?
Hey. In divorce court, people tell me the most intimate details of their lives. Join the conversation and share your experience on our Twitter page at Divorce Court and on our Facebook page. See how fans deal with their own relationships. The discussion can get heated. Don't miss it. See what I'm doing? I got my chair back. got my pen down, closing my book. Got it right over here, so when the time comes, I'm out. You want $600 from him because you say that he cost you that much in lost wages. You got to tell me about that in 45 seconds. Go.
He asked, can my daughter visit him in Chicago during the time we were separated for the holiday, Christmas and New Year's. I agreed. I brought her up to Chicago so he can watch her. During that time, I was talking to him that whole entire time, communicating, checking on my child. Anyway, when it got time for me...
Oh, you're getting light. Come on, come on.
Oh, when it came down for me to come and pick her up, when I knocked at the door, he had a surprise for me. He said, you're not getting her. And I said, why not? I've been talking to you every day. He's like, oh, I went down there and got temporary custody, ha-ha, and told them that you abandoned her. And I said, why would you set me up like that? Why would you do... Oh, because you a stripper. Now what? She don't need to be raised by a stripper? And so I said, okay. So I called the police. Called them over there. They went inside to look at this so-called paperwork he said he had, saying he had temporary custody. They came back out, told me that he has temporary custody, and they gave me some fake court date that he somehow rigged up that I don't have because it was his. Anyway, they gave me a court date. I didn't abide by that. It was on a Friday that this happened, so I had to stay in Chicago until Monday to go in front of a judge to find out if this really was true. Once I stayed there till over the weekend, I went in front of the judge, told her what had happened, and she said, I know exactly who you're talking about. That young man has been coming up here every day for 2 days straight with your child in below zero weather trying to get custody, but his petition was not done right, so it was turned down. You're lucky. And so I was like, okay, well, he got...
Get me to the $300.
The $300 basically is... I was on pay at the club I was working at for those 2 days.
And you had to take 2 days off to deal with this?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
From the strip club.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter to me. Let me tell you something. You two people had no business getting together. You people had no business getting a baby. You think small. Small things are important to you. They're you know, attitude, and he was over there and he didn't have a car, and she was over there and she didn't. I look at, okay, my birthday, her birthday, his birthday, and you're raising a child. Oh my God. Just, oh my God. I wish you the best. Grow up. Stop talking about little things. You know, have a direction, have a purpose, have a reason for living, and have mercy on me. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered. Ari and Dale were so caught up in the details of their day and their particular insult and who had a car, who did this, that, and the other thing, they never had a big picture. And if you don't have a big picture, you don't have direction. And when you don't have direction, you never get anywhere. Don't let it happen to you.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Detrick Donta Terrell and Frances Nichelle Fancy Terrell. I love that name. You two have been married for 3 years. About 3 years. You've got 6 kids between you.
Yes.
You are right at the end of the divorce process, but you're having trouble, number one, navigating the children, how to take care of them and what to do. There's a question about a lease and should you resign and what are you going to do. And I do believe, I'm not sure, but there is a hint that you're not sure it's really what you want.
Right, correct.
So with that as our starting point, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Terrell. Why don't you tell me how we've gotten here today?
We can't seem to let go of the past. And it comes to haunt us.
Well, what piece of the past is causing you the most concern?
When I returned from a combat tour in 2008, we separated, and I didn't feel like that was the best thing to do. We were engaged to be married at the time. We had also become pregnant with our twins, and we went our separate ways.
Why did you separate?
Well, I got another job with the military, and it was in my hometown. Mrs. Terrell didn't want to move there because of things I told her about my family. She felt that it was in the best interest of her and the children to go back to her hometown, and I've been harboring resentment since then.
Now, Mrs. Terrell, let me ask you a question. He comes back from a tour of duty, and the military tells him to go somewhere. How is it that you can say anything other than, okay, baby, let's go?
Well, because I've been in the military too, and I'm not saying my experience was like his experience, but we had issues way before he went. It just exacerbated what was going on with him when he came back.
Well, what were the issues that you were having before he ever left?
Well, he has a weed issue. You know, he likes to smoke. When he got back, it just got worse and worse and worse, and I'm sure it's because of the things he saw over there. You know, he medicated himself. It was just crazy. Like he was starved for attention that I couldn't give him, because right when he came back, I got pregnant with our twins. You know, I was in school, I was working, I was doing a lot, and I was telling him to go see somebody, and he felt like I was just pushing him out the door, but I felt like I needed to save myself and my children.
Mr. Terrell, were you rolling like Snoop Dogg with a puff of marijuana smoke around you everywhere you go?
I was, Your Honor. It wasn't to the extent that Mrs. Terrell described, but I did partake in marijuana. It was to drown out some of the things and some of the images that I had seen overseas.
Did you see it as becoming a problem? Did you see the amount of weed you were smoking as interfering with your daily life and being a husband and a father?
Not until she filed for the divorce. It became crystal at that point. And so...
where were the kiddies?
Well, they were at home with her or out with her. You know, I'd do it when she wasn't home and when they weren't home, or I'd go to a friend's house in the evening, or, you know, things of that nature. When I returned home, I had a block of leave, and so during the day she'd be at work, and, you know, I'd be with, you know, my friends and stuff.
And the kids were at school?
They were at school or at camp.
He smoked when they was in the house. He would come in like Cheech and Chong Hai, trying to find everything in the house to eat. I'm serious. Like, you can tell the difference from when he's high and when he's not high. He was very removed from the family. You know, he only wanted to go outside and smoke. When he wasn't smoking, he would take himself in the room and like kind of zone out. And I understood there was an issue there. And it's not that I was trying to be mean, but something needed to be done.
She was very mean. She didn't want to talk to me about what I'd seen over there. I wanted to talk to her about certain things. She focused on the fact that she was pregnant and she was going through her own issues, and basically pushed me out the door and said, hey, you go get help for that. And
that's not how it went down.
It's kind of like it is now.
Were you less than, I mean, because I don't know if I can imagine what he's seen over there, and it's got to be huge, and it's got to be a difficulty. Isn't part of your role as his wife is helping him carry a heavy load when he's burdened with one?
If he's cursing around my kids, what am I supposed to do? I'm not a therapist. I don't know how to handle it, other than to tell him to go see one.
How about ask me what's wrong?
That's true. I've always, actually, we had, a matter of fact, this last time, before he started smoking again, we sat in the car, we had a conversation about whether he should smoke or not. He said he would stop. He stopped for 6 months, and then he said, well, I think I'm gonna smoke again. And then the problem started again. He started spending like $700 a month on weed.
It wasn't that much.
It was high.
Well, let me ask you something else, Mr. Terrell, and I can't disrespect what you've seen or what you've gone through or what psychological issues you may have as a function thereof, but did it ever occur to you that maybe you should see a therapist? It's cheaper than $700 a month in weed.
Your Honor, it wasn't $700 a month in weed, and I did go see a therapist when I got back.
Did it help?
It did, actually.
Did it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Did you two ever decide to go to marriage counseling together?
We've been in and out of marriage counseling over the past few years. We'll go for a few sessions.
And what did they tell you? What did they say wrong? What did they say you're doing wrong? What did they say she's doing wrong?
The main thing is communication and trust. But the problem is when we go in there, you know, we'll go through a few sessions. The counselors say, hey, you know, you guys are on the right track. You understand what the issues are, but we just can't seem to get through the past. And then whatever we're arguing about that week or that day, we take it into the marriage counseling session and blow up at each other.
He wanted to go play ball. Well, I bought him the money, and he cursed me out in front of my children.
Mr. Terrell, did that occur?
It did occur, Your Honor.
Divorce isn't easy. If you need help with your breakup, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mrs. Terrell, you say that you don't like the way he speaks to you. Can you be specific about the things he says that upset you?
Yes, there's times where we're having a heated debate, and, you know, it doesn't always happen where we can pull away from the kids. And he calls me out of my name, calls me a female dog in front of the kids, or he'll get heated. You know, we both throwing stuff, but he'll say stuff like, this is my house, you can get out, I'll see you out of my house. And it's never just ours together, it's always his stuff. You know, he always wants to make it like he's the provider and I don't do anything. I've been, you know, taking care of my kids for 5 years without a job, when we were separated, without child support, you know, and he always feels like he can come in at the last minute and run things and just talk to me any old kind of way in front of my kids. The one particular time, just recently, he needed some money, and I was in the middle of my study group. I left to go catch the bank, ran to the house. It was his weekend with the kids, and he wanted to go play ball. Well, I bought him the money, and he cursed me out in front of my children.
Mr. Terrell, did that occur?
It did occur, Your Honor. She came in with an attitude, and I just asked her to take our baby girl for an hour so she could meet her hair appointment, because we were going to, I believe that was the father-daughter dance that night. And I just needed to take her for an hour so that I could get...
That wasn't the father-daughter dance.
Whatever it was.
That was her ballet.
Okay, her
recital.
her ballet recital that evening, and so she needed to prepare for that. And I had a previous engagement. I was playing baseball at the time, and so I just needed her to take her for an hour. It was my weekend, but, you know, we do that. When she has school at night, I keep the kids.
And her response was what?
Her response was, you know, well, it's your weekend, you take the kids, you know, and I said, I just need it for an hour. She's like, well, that's not my problem, things of that nature. And I got upset, and I did curse her out.
It's kind of true that it was your weekend.
Yes.
And the presumption that she ought to take care of your child, and she doesn't have any of the child, and she didn't have anything else to do, is not correct, right?
Right.
Right. And you're sitting here talking to me about an incident. You sound like a very reasonable, calm guy. How come you can't be reasonable and calm when you speak to her?
Because of her attitude, Your Honor. You know, she has this attitude like...
He's a chameleon. He knows how to blend.
Well, that doesn't help. I'm going to tell you right now, not allowing someone to finish their sentences not only doesn't allow you to understand what they're saying, but it also shows a sign of gross disrespect, because you're not worth being heard because I'm going to speak while you're speaking. So that's where that is.
And that's...
But what I want to tell you, Mr. Terrell, is this: as a man, one ought never, ever call the mother of his children bad names. I mean, you know, that's something that you don't do. It's below your moral code. It's so low you can't go.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
that's a rule. Just a rule. And I will say to both of you, a conversation hardly ever turns out better than it starts out. So if you start out with an attitude, it'll end up in a bad place. If you start out with, hey, talk to him like you're talking to me.
Yeah, I do. When I went
she
there,
doesn't.
when
Very
I went,
disrespectful.
What did
Your
I
Honor.
just say about interrupting people? What did I just say?
Yes, ma'am.
When I went there to bring him the money, I didn't have to stop what I was doing. I was getting help for my studies. I went to give him the money. I had no attitude. The attitude came in when I wouldn't do what he wanted me to do, and that happens all the time. The week prior, he just went to Boston, which is was his weekend as well. It's like every time he has to do something, I'm supposed to step in and be the babysitter.
Did you go to Boston on your weekend and leave the kids with her again?
I did, Your Honor. However, she, I believe a week or two after that, she went to Atlanta and New York and stayed for 5 days. And just 6 months ago, she went back home and stayed for 5 days, and I kept the kids. And in addition to that, when she goes to school at night, on the days that I don't have the kids, I take them so she can go to school. So there's a give and take there, Your Honor. I mean, it's not like, you know, she's always stuck with the kids when I have something to do. She has things to do as well, and I take the children.
Did you just fly out from nowhere and just flop papers on the man? Or did you give him an opportunity to talk to you?
Let me tell you what led up to this divorce.
If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mrs. Terrell, you say that Mr. Terrell has stepped out on your marriage multiple times. Is that true?
Well, not on our marriage multiple times. Before we got married, he stepped out, and that was one of the reasons why we separated. But after we separated this last time, he did step out. We were separated for like 2 months, and he was saying he wanted to work on it. We were still sleeping together, and he ended up having relations with somebody else, wasn't forthcoming with it. And he still, up to this day, doesn't think that it's cheating. But if you want to work on a relationship with me, you're not, one, sleeping with me still while you're sleeping with somebody else, and two, you know, lying. If you felt like a man, you felt like you want to step out and do that, don't say that, you know, oh, I mean, he shouldn't have lied to me from the beginning. Just come out and said, I slept with somebody.
Right. Mr. Terrell, your response?
Your Honor, I wasn't cheating on her. She filed for divorce and kicked me out of the house. So what was I supposed to do? Sit back and just...
Oh, you know, I understand that part. I guess the part I need clarified is this. Were you telling her we're trying to work on a relationship and trying to get back together, and you were still sleeping with her? Was that occurring?
Your Honor, I was not sleeping with both of them at the same time. And she didn't come to me.
You know, letting an hour pass doesn't mean, you know, you're not sleeping with them at the same time.
It was more than an hour, Your Honor. This happened with the other young lady in the matter of a few weeks, and that was it. It was a brief stint with someone else. She was showing me attention, you know, and affection and stuff I wasn't getting. You know,
between the time I was 24 and 27, I never had a boyfriend. Didn't sleep with nobody, nothing. I was reading books and going to museums. You know what? Is this all you guys got to do? Do you understand something? You know, your marriage isn't working out, so there's 2 or 3 weeks that you're not together. You got to go find somebody else to sleep with. Is your life that vacant, that void, that there's nothing else to fill the time with other than some nookie? No.
No, Your Honor, I didn't go out looking for a young lady. She actually came and found me. I wasn't even thinking like that. I was just trying to pick up the pieces of my life that had shattered all of a sudden. She came home one day because she was mad about a concert I didn't take her to and said I filed for a divorce.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't think that happened.
Your Honor,
no, Your Honor.
We were supposed to go to a Maxwell concert, and we got into an argument earlier that day. I didn't take her to the Maxwell concert. She ended up going by herself. I went to my friend's house. The next day, the next afternoon, she came home and said, I filed for a divorce.
But I don't think it wasn't because of the Maxwell. It was because of the argument before Maxwell. Do you see what I mean? So you're attributing it to something silly when it was something else altogether. See what I'm saying?
I do, and she's not silly. And maybe she had a reason to file for the divorce, but I felt like it was a drastic move. We had just been married a few years. I don't think things were that bad for her to go and file for divorce.
Did you just fly out from nowhere and just flop papers on the man? Or did you give him an opportunity to talk to you?
Let me tell you what led up to this divorce. When we had been going through our stuff, you know, our issues. Before we got married, my husband took the kids and didn't want to bring them back. I had to go to court to get my children back. So after that, it was like, you cannot have my children without me. We ended up connecting. We ended up remembering why we cared about each other. And it was, okay, well, if you move to Texas. I said, I'm not moving to Texas without papers. So he was like, well, if you move to Texas, I'll marry you. As soon as we get to Texas, he has family members staying with him. He's supposed to go out of town on a military, some TDY. Then he brings another relative in. This is in a matter of 2 weeks that we get married. It was just crazy.
I got it. Yes, it was crazy. I get it. Still is crazy. There's always a whole lot going on in divorce court that people want to talk about. If you have something you want to say, join us on Twitter @DivorceCourt, or jump on our Facebook page and see what everybody's talking about on there. Sometimes you people get heated. Don't miss it. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought I was going to come out here and weave my way through whatever chaos you guys have, figure out what the communication issue was, and not solve all your problems, but at least illuminate what the areas of contention are, not specifically, but about how you deal with each other and how you contact. You have no personal insight. Ms. Terrell, I think you're just mad, and you're staying mad. And I don't think you can work this out, and I think you have to decide that you can't work this out. I think you haven't come to that conclusion yet, but I see nothing There's nothing here that puts you on the same plane together. You guys can't even see the same argument or the same situation for being what it is because you are so encased in your own position. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all it was you, it was you, it was you, it was you. And if you're at that place, and if counselors couldn't get you off of that place, I can't get you there. What I will leave you here is this. Number one, I'm going to order you to go see my therapist because she specializes in what you guys are going to. Number two, there are rules to this thing. There are rules to being successfully separated. One of them is you don't do anything to the mother of your children you don't want to do to your children. If she is destabilized, your children are destabilized. She holds them up, you kick out her legs, she falls on top of them. You conduct yourself like you're in the Army. You are rigid about what you say, when you say it, and how you say it. You stay calm and you remain calm. No one can make you angry. You simply fall into it. No one can make you angry. They just can't. Mrs. Terrell, stop being mad about stuff you can't fix anymore. Stop counting up all the wrong stuff that he did. Stop living in that. What you need to do is live from today forward. You got to figure out how this guy, who is no longer going to call me out my name, who is no longer going to curse at me, who is no longer going to be nasty to me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How I can conduct myself with this guy in a manner that keeps my kids from going crazy. And every time you have an opportunity to do something to make it easier for him, you do it. Every time you have the opportunity to do something to make it easier for her, you do it. Don't do it for her. Don't do it for him. Do it for your children. They grow up in a house of crazy, they come out crazy. And then they live with you forever as crazy people. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you can make a decision that it was all past, and I determined from today forward the foundation of my children's lives. You got that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm ordering you to that therapist, and I wish you both the best of luck. This matter is adjourned. I could have stayed out there with Detrick and Francis all day trying to figure out what their issues were, but that wasn't the point. The point is you can always make a decision about how you're going to conduct yourself. No matter how crazy the situation is, no matter how unpleasant the person is, you can always make a decision to act like you got some sense.
Divorce court is now in session.
Mr. Douglas and Ms. Jones, the two of you have been together for 10 years, dating for 8 years, and you still can't decide whether or not you should get married. So you came in here to do one of my favorite things, which is before your vows, you wanted my opinion on your union. I gave you a compatibility test, which I looked at. You gave me your marriage license with permission to tear it up should I think your union is ill-advised. But I'm going to start out with you, Mr. Douglas. Who's the woman at work that looks like Halle Berry?
It's a lady that I worked with or whatnot. We came together, started having conversations, started hanging out. She was a little red bone, nice little body like Halle Berry.
Red bone. I never heard that before, heard it twice this week. Red bone.
But, you know, we began to hang out and spend a lot of time talking, and I already knew it was going to be just a sex thing, and it ended up being a sex thing, and that's all it was.
How long ago was it?
This was like back in 2008.
Okay. Did you know about the red bone?
Yeah, I knew about it. I mean, I had my curious that something was happening at work, but I didn't know that, you know, it would go further than what it did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You don't do that anymore, do you?
I don't do that anymore, but the majority of the women that I have been involved with have come from being at work because I spend more time at work. I don't
at
really
work,
just hang
yeah.
out.
So if you can see it, you want to touch it.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Mr. Douglas, why have you two made it this long, at least for 8 years, even though you have a little, you know, wandering eye problem?
I mean, because it's been a lot of good times. You know, we've done a lot of things. I've done things with her that I haven't done with any other woman. We've taken trips together. You know, we've had times where we've been able to conversate, go out. When we go out, we hang out, we have fun. And, you know, she's had my back in certain situations, like when my grandfather passed and stuff like that. She has been there. So it's been some good and bad times, but the good, you know, it's when we there, we there.
Well, what's the hesitation? You've got 8 years. How much more do you need to know about her?
Well, see, I don't really want to rush into it. I want to make sure that, you know.
Oh, rush went by 10 years,
A long time ago.
a few years ago. There's no danger in the rush. It's just, what's the problem?
I mean,
Infidelity, trust.
What?
Be real.
Infidelity and trust on his part or both of yours?
Both.
Both. So.
He still doesn't believe that I'm done with the guy that I was messing with.
How long were you messing with that guy?
About 2, maybe 3 years.
2 to 3 years
Yeah.
while you were messing with him, and he never found out.
Oh, I found out.
He found out through phones, text messages.
But you got away with it for 2 years
yeah,
before
I did.
he found out.
I got away with it. Most definitely. I hit it good. I hit it real
Until
good.
I found out.
How did you find out?
I went through her phone.
Yeah, exactly. And I pay my bill just as well as he paid his, so he should be going through my phone.
Let me ask you this, Miss Jones. You got this guy over here. You're wondering whether or not you should marry him, but you spent 2 years with another guy. What were you just enjoying the
It was just
the
a
bounty?
sex thing. Same thing with him. It was just a sex thing. And the reason why is because the things that he says and things that he does.
Well, what kind of things does he say and do?
He's got a slick mouth on him. Very slick mouth on him.
What kind of slick things does he say?
Slick things as far as he calls me plain Jane. He calls me stubborn. He's also called me lazy. It's been plenty of times where to the point that he hits below the belt. As far as he knows that I've always dated certain types of dudes. And when I date
What kind of those?
Hood boys, D boys, boys that sell
You like
dope.
those bad boys?
Yeah, the bad boys.
People getting in trouble.
Exactly.
Got the hat on backwards.
Yeah,
all
sagging all of that.
pants.
Yeah, and he's not like that. And so he's to the point where I don't got to be all like that. You can sit up there and go back to him if you want to. I don't have no reason for being in this relationship.
Yeah, I mean,
your
that's how I
kids are not
feel.
mine. Those are not my kids. I can leave whenever I feel like I want to leave. That's slick talk.
Mr. Douglas, your response to that?
I do feel like that when she was messing around with this cat, you know what I'm saying, that if you're going to spend your time with that.
Was he one of those slick guys, hanging pants guys, the guys you were messing with?
He was.
Okay, go ahead.
So I feel like that since she was taking her time being involved with this other person, you know, he should be the one coming around being the family man, paying the bills, helping you, whenever you're having a problem, not me. Don't spend your time with him and then come home and expect me to do this and do that. I'm not with that.
He got a point.
Yeah, you're right about that. But again, it was just a sex thing, just as well as it was a sex thing with his female companion.
Do you people really want to get married at all? What do you think marriage is? Why are you considering it? Because you guys seem to want to sleep around, which is if that's what you want to do, why consider marriage?
Well, to me, I've stopped mine. He doesn't think that I have, but I'm not currently with that guy. I left it alone. And I've told him that. We also had a sit down. We got everything out on the table. Okay, fresh start.
You know, it's a little hard for me to believe that it was a sex thing for 2 years. You must have had some feelings for the man.
No, I did not. I did not have no feelings for him.
Sex was that good?
I'm one of those types that Josh is a perfect gentleman. Perfect gentleman. His parents raised him like that.
Yeah.
My thing is, I like to be manhandled when it comes to sex. He's the type to where he does flowers, he does this. I don't like that. I'm not that type of person. I'm not. He knows that. He knows that. That's just the and his thing is, I'm laying in the bed. You see that I'm waiting and I'm willing. You wants to walk around the house. You want to get you something to eat. You want to listen to your music. Come on, Josh, let's go to bed. No, I'm gonna just sit up for a couple of more times. Well, you know what? But don't worry about it. So when you get ready to come to bed, once I get sleepy and go to sleep,
that's it.
That's it. And then you want to turn around and ask me, well, can I have some? No, go to sleep because you should have got to bed when you're supposed to have got to bed.
Mr. Douglas. I don't even know what to say to you. I mean, is your timing a little off when it comes to the romance with this particular woman?
No, my romance, it was on point. It's just a fact. I like to get into a role play. Let's do something romantic. It ain't always got to be no quickies and nothing like that. But when you tell me I got to get it, what you think gonna happen? I'm gonna get mad. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I done got it. Sometimes I do be up walking around, chilling or whatever, because I'm not ready. when she goes out, it's like a whole lot of just drinking and hanging out till like 1:30, 2:30 in the morning and stuff like that. And this is like every weekend.
Divorce isn't easy. If you need help with your breakup, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Since we've already established that Ms. Jones likes the corner boys, that's why I call them guys on the corner. Right. You say that she's out partying, clubbing, and you think it's too much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that when you're going out every weekend, we both have our own sets of friends. She goes with hers, I goes with mine, and we have where we need to go out with each other. But it's just that when she goes out, it's like a whole lot of just drinking and hanging out till like 1:30, 2:30 in the morning and stuff like that. And this is like every weekend. And I feel like it needs to be more compromised. Like, yo, you spend time with your friends on Friday, we'll get together on Saturday. But we got to do something because you leaving too much time on my hands. And if I'm sitting at the house or hanging out and then you still staying out 2, 3 in the morning.
So you don't spend any time with him on the weekend, just hanging with him?
We do. Sometimes in the morning times. And if we plan, if we plan something. Well, when one of my family members called me and, asked me if I'm doing anything for the weekend, I asked Mr. Douglas, hey, I got a family member that wants me to go hang out. Do we have anything planned? Oh, no, we don't have nothing planned, so you can go ahead and go. But when that day gets there, then he wants to switch. Well, I thought you was going to sit up and hang out with me. Well, we didn't have anything planned.
No. Okay. Well, you said he didn't have anything planned. Why don't you plan something with him?
I've tried that, but guess what? I'm tired. I don't feel like going nowhere. That's what he says. I'm tired of driving. I'm tired of doing this. I've tried to plan things for us. This past weekend, I tried. Guess what he told me? I don't feel like going. I'm tired. I want to sit in the house.
What did you plan? What did you plan?
We sit up there and planned to go, I think it was shopping.
We did go shopping for some furniture.
The weekend, that was the weekend beforehand.
But let me ask you one more thing, though. You say he's coming up light with the money.
Yeah, because he's lost a couple of jobs. Not because of him, but because of the company. And the thing is, it's like, okay, I need this certain type of, this type of money. I need this for the light bill. I need this for the water bill. I need this for the rent. $50 is not gonna do nothing.
Do your corner boys come across with anything?
No,
Well, see, I didn't know that.
Because they ain't working at all, right?
No, I mean, if I ask, I can get it. There's no problem with that.
And that's why I said this is where you should have did it.
But
that's why
the
I came
thing
up
is, it's just
money.
a point that before that even came about with my corner boys or whatever, he should have be there providing. When we first was there in the relationship, he barely provided with my
Why should he provide for you? You sleeping with other dudes. You like other people better.
That's correct.
You don't want to go anywhere with him. You think his sex is dry. What? I mean.
But this was before I started into my relationship or whatever you want to say as far as the other guy. This was beforehand when we first got together, when we first lived together.
So
he should have been providing, and he was not providing because he was losing. He's done lost. Ever since we've been together, he's probably done lost 3 jobs.
But, I usually go to this part a little later on, but y'all don't seem to like each other at all. There's nothing, seriously, the sex isn't good, you don't have the same friends, you don't go out together, the money isn't right. What?
We do have the same friends.
His pants aren't sagging for you?
But see, I've tried to get out of that stage as far as messing with those type of... When I tell you, Josh is a terrific guy. Don't get me wrong, he is. He's a terrific guy. He's been there for us providing. My kids see him as their father.
Gotcha.
Because I have one that's 20, and I got a set of twins that's 18.
So I'm going to ask you my questions that I always ask couples because it might help me figure out what's going on here.
He's a great provider to me and my kids, even though I did do the infidelity that I did do. I love him from the bottom of my heart, and I would never sit up and jeopardize him.
If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. I always always ask this question to my before the vows couple just to see what they're looking for and what they want. But I really want to know from you the answer to these questions. I'm going to start with Mr. Douglas over here. I want you to give me the best 90-second sales job on why Ms. Jones is the woman for you forever and for always.
Despite everything that is going on, like I said, we have had good times. We have had times where there was real love and communication, and we just spent a lot of time with some support there. And we're comfortable around each other. We know each other inside out, even if it's not always good. And so, you know, I do love her. I do care about her and the kids, and there's no pressure there when it comes to trying to move on. We can go at our own pace, and we're patient. It's just
10 years, yeah, you patient.
Right, and then, yeah. So.
Okay. That was a C-. The use of the past tense is what killed you. We've had good times. More like, well, we've been together so long and it was good at one point, so why not stick with it? Kind of feel to it. Just saying. Ms. Jones, 90-second sales job. Why is Mr. Douglas the man for you?
He treats me like the queen that I am. He's a great provider to me and my kids, even though I did do the infidelity that I did do. I love him from the bottom of my heart, and I would never sit up here and jeopardize our relationship. And I do love him. Like I said, up here said, he knows it's just the point that he doesn't trust me because of the things that I have done, but I have completely quit it. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to show him that for the compassion, is for spending time together. It is me and you. It is me and the kids. It's us as a family.
That touched you, Mr. Douglas, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. But, you know, I mean, I know she loved me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we have some years and stuff like that.
But is it the trust thing? I mean, and I'm not, it's a huge but. I mean, that 2-year infidelity, right. Is that the huge stumbling block for you?
All I wanted to know from her was, why did she do it? Because that's the only time that she cheated on me with somebody where she was involved with them for a long time.
Did you get an explanation that satisfied you?
I didn't. It's like, when we had talked about it, it was kind of like, it wasn't nothing, and, you know, that's pretty much.
And it wasn't. I mean, I do not have feelings for that guy. I know how to turn my feelings on and off. And all of our friends know, even though we do have, I said, friends, we do have the same friends. Everybody knows how we are about each other. Everybody has been asking us, when are we going to get married? And it's just the point that we know that we're good for each other. It's just the point that sometimes he doesn't believe me. Even though.
So if he gave you a ring today, you'd be all about it. It's a yes for you.
Exactly.
You want to get married, and he can't get past what you did.
That's exactly what it is.
How are you helping him get past it? That's a big, long, deep hurt there.
Exactly.
And it was just a sex thing, is a very curt and simple response to something that had to be deeper than that.
It was a sex thing, but the thing is, like I said, Josh has a slick mouth to things that I don't like that he says. That's what makes me run off to things. When he does that, it's like you not being appreciative of me.
So you want to feel good about yourself. The man that you're with isn't making you feel good, so you go and get that love and affection
from
elsewhere.
Somebody else.
In divorce court, people tell me the most intimate details of their lives. Join the conversation and share your experience on our Twitter page @DivorceCourt and on our Facebook page. See how fans deal with their own relationships. The discussion can get heated. Don't miss it. I think I know what's happened here. I think I've got two people who are in love with each other, have been with each other through thick and thin, and then there was a huge insult to his person when you had a 2-year affair with somebody else. I understand about the slick mouth thing, and I understand about your past. Mr. Douglas, what I think she's trying to do is to be worthy of you. she's trying to live up past who she used to be a woman that you need. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you love her, but that 2-year affair is something really tough to get past. Personally, I believe whatever happened is completely and utterly over. Personally, I believe that who she used to be, a woman who could do that to a man as good as you, is no longer there. People do grow. Now, I wouldn't bet my house on it or anything like that. But I do believe she has grown and seen the errors of her bad boys, sagging pants, corner fella ways. I do believe that. But having said that, I must say this. You really got to trust who you're married to. And if you don't really trust her like that, then it's right not to get married. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's right not to get married. And what you need to decide to do is how you can get him to trust you. You two may need to go into couples therapy. I'm going to send you somewhere first, because there are people who survive infidelities of some length. It can happen. It does work. But you have to know what kind of work you need to put in to get him where he needs to be. So I don't think you should be getting married. I don't think you should walk away, but I'm not going to tear this up. I'm not going to leave you with that image. I'm going to just sit it here and hope to be able to use it at some further time. But you need to put in the work to allow him to recover from that which you did. You understand me? Good luck to both of you. Getting cheated on is like getting beaten up. Just because the person who was cheating stopped doesn't mean that the wounds go away. The person who was cheating has to work hard, dig deep, and go the extra mile to help the other person heal long after the infidelity is over.